Greetings, top networkers group in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, Whatever time you do, whether you hop on right now live while we're live, or you jump on here a little later, I just want to welcome you. We're going to talk about some matters within MLM that deal directly with misinformation. You see, there's a lot of misinformation in the world today. And so it's really no different within MLM. Just like every industry, there's misinformation. And so, as a professional, you always need to make sure that you are checking and rechecking your sources. I remember the first network marketing meeting I ever went to. Uh, Thankfully, the internet was around because that's the first thing I did was I went home to sort of fact check and sort of research some of the things that I heard. And, to be honest, that's part of what brought me into MLM was the research checked out, right? The things that I looked up happened to be true. And so it impressed me to at least look further into this thing, man. And here I am, coming up on almost 20 years later of being in this industry, seeing it evolve and seeing a lot of what's going on. I just saw something on Vox earlier today, sort of attacking these MLM leaders that make announcement videos about leaving company A, and how these are really just recruitment tools to bring people into company B. And this is what caused me to fall out of business with a person I used to do business with. He felt like it's all good to just take people's entire downlines, which is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin are networkers who follow people into other companies who are what I call silly rabbits, who jump around from one thing to another. Like most things, it's a double-edged coin. It's two different sides to the story. It's your leaders who are irresponsible, who will make a I'm stepping down from company A video. Oh, by the way, come join me in company B. And then they'll try to play ignorant and say, oh, I didn't know that I was going to take people out your downlines, everybody in company A. I just figured that when I left for company B, only my team would come, nobody else, which is ignorant because that just by putting it out there, especially if you've happened to build some respect within that company, putting a video out there like that is absolutely going to draw people away. Because again, this is the other side of it. People think that making money in network marketing is more about getting in first than it is about actually building a network, actually building a distribution center. You know what I'm saying? Actually doing what we get paid to do. And so many people are just trying to get in first. They're trying to get spillover. It's lazy networking, and maybe I'm talking to you. Maybe I'm gonna upset some of you because that isn't what you want to hear. Maybe you want to be told that the stuff you're doing is actually going to work for you. And yet, if you really look at your results, most of you continue to struggle in network marketing because primarily you're jumping around from team to team. You can't just choose a team that you're going to be an integral part of, right? Every team needs a team. Every team needs members. They need people who are going to play different roles on that team. And so again, what we see time and time again within network marketing are people who don't understand that it's not about being first in a company. That's not what makes you the money. If that's what you think, you're wrong. If someone is telling you that, I'm sorry, they're lying to you or they don't have the information themselves, which is always a possibility. Again, remember from our Matrix presentations, if you've actually watched those, there's a part in the Matrix where it's actually in Reloaded, where Neo comes to the conclusion that um, either people are actually, lying to him on purpose, or they just don't know. They're actually giving him the information that they think is the truth. And actually, in reality, it's not. And so again, it's not about being first. Listen, if you follow Top Networkers Group, that's really the video that is the introduction on our channel. It is our saturation myth video, and in sort of along the same lines, in that same vein, just as there's no such thing as the saturation myth, as we sort of hint at the fact that it's not about when you get started. It's really and truly about your ability to build a network. And sometimes, again, some people may be better at that naturally than others, where people just want to be around them to the point that they'll join their network, and they won't go, join some other team, and they won't go hop around. They're going to be loyal and faithful to this person, this leader, because they really want to build with this person and this leader. Sometimes the company that you're in has something that's strong enough to where it attracts people, and really that company, as I've talked about in other videos too, that company becomes the draw. And again, like I said, the pros and cons of that is, while that can be a good thing, you can find some strong leaders. They love the company, and so to together you build a great network in that company. You build some great incomes in that company. But then something happens to the company, and all of a sudden your businesses fall apart, because now everyone's doing that. I'm gonna jump to something else thing, and let me hurry up and get over here. And oh, did you hear that leader went to company Z? Well, let me hurry up and position myself with that leader in company Z. Maybe I'll get some spillover. Maybe I'll do better if I get in earlier, if I get in sooner, if I get in closer to the top. And see, that's always negative thinking. It's thinking. It's the type of thinking that's going to stop you from being successful in network marketing. And I know I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to put on a suit and tie to share this truth with you on video. I don't have to have a nice, beautiful background to share this truth with you on video. Again, please hear me, right? What matters in network marketing is the network. Let me say that again. We say it all the time, but I know that some of us just need to hear things at once. So let me say it again. What matters in network marketing is the network. Say that with me at home, while you're driving, wherever you are watching, again, because I need you to get this with me. This is very important. What matters in network marketing is the network. What have we said here at Top Networkers Group since jump? Team over company. See, let me explain something. I'm going to leave you guys with this as a sort of a preview of something I'm working on. Mainly, I'm going to have some slides for you guys. I'm going to break this all down. It's not about being first in a company. It really don't even matter when a company comes out. It doesn't matter. Prime example. You can be the first individual in a brand new company, and guess what? You're not going to make money unless you're able to build a network. But let's say that you build a network. In fact, let's say you and I team up, and we build a network of 300 people, right? 300 leaders that are committed to Top Networkers Group, to what we're talking about. And we, as a network of 300 people, enter into a company that's been around for 20 years. Let me explain something to you. All 300 of us are about to make some serious money in that old company, because why? We're a network, we're a team, we're already together. We already are organized. We already are moving in a direction. And these companies, we have the same mentality, or just what we're using to fund our network, to make sure that everybody in the network is eating. So when we join a company, and you're out there getting customers for a product or a service, those customers that you're going out and getting and maintaining are the people that you as a business owner, those are who you're taking care of, and you're teaching your business partners to take care of their customers. And here's the deal here is uh you know as we move into new companies, now we already have customer bases that we can go to and say, hey, now I have this product, this service. Would this be of interest to you? Thank you for your support. Thank you for using our products, our services. Thank you for patronizing my business. Again, these are things that you need to be doing as a business owner. You should be thanking your customers. You should be getting in touch with the people who are continuing to help you make money, who are continuing to purchase the products and services that you're selling. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand the bigger picture here. That network marketing, what makes it powerful is that it's not about an individual, that it is about a team, but you can't take shortcuts. You aren't going to just hop into success. You aren't just going to hop into the right downline. It might happen, and you may make some money for a time being, but that's not how it's done. You aren't going to be successful long term. You aren't going to have the type of money that you got into this for, unless you just, again, break down and learn how to do this the right way. And so I'm gonna stop talking about all of that rambling, because that's kind of what it sounds like to some of you. Some of you guys want to know, well, what is the right way? Well, what are the right things I should be doing to really build a network marketing business? Well, again, first things foremost, you have to begin with the end in mind. You can't start things with the thought of, I'm gonna quit when it gets tough. I'm gonna quit when it don't go my way. You have to actually commit to see a thing through. Now I know that sounds corny, but that's important, because as we go forward with these lists of things that you should also be doing to build your business, again, the only way you're going to do them is if you have the wherewithal to do them. So let's get into it. You need to build a list. Now, I'm old school. I still believe in talking to people you already know about business. The thing is, you have to learn how to approach people. And so let's go to step number 2, which is, once you build your list, once you figure out all the people that you're talking to, which again is a whole step that we can go into. We can have several trainings on list building, et cetera, and so on, sorting your list, et cetera. But part 2 here, which is approaching people, learning how to actually talk to people about a business. This is major. Most of y'all suck at this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to make fun of you. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just being honest with you, because somebody needs to be real with you. Too many of you guys are being lied to. Too many of you are just being, I'm gonna be honest, kind of passed along, like the same way teachers pass along students sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to log in here to this computer. So I'm two-brained. But yeah, some of you guys are just, people like, look, as long as you keep paying that auto ship, man, you can keep doing anything you want to do. And they're not going to, actually stop you and say, wait a minute, how you're approaching people sucks. Look, I got a text from a guy the other day. I, worked with the gentleman for years. He may see this. I hope he does. Because again, this is all love. I'm saying this from the right place, where he's just pitching like right off top. It's like, man, off top, like everything is pitch, 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 pitch. And what happens is you begin to turn people off, and people then begin to sort of avoid you. And this is, again, the real reason that a lot of you guys, hear all the little stories about why you shouldn't talk to friends and family, because your friends will start avoiding you, et cetera, and so on. And that's actually not true. Your friends and family will only start avoiding you if you approach them the wrong way about your business. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of learning how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Don't just pitch everybody everything all the time. You need to figure out who's on your list. You need to figure out who's who. figure out who's actually interested in hearing about a business. And so again, that's sort of where, approaching comes in. You have to learn to be a little more subtle, again, as a network marketer, when you're actually trying to build your business the right way. And by that, I mean, don't just be so eager to give people all the information right away. It's okay. Make them sit through a couple things. Because serious people will do that. I watched so many documentaries about things that most people in society won't sit through. They'll watch hours and hours of Empire, of Power, right? Of Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones personally, right? But all the Marvel stuff, right? They'll watch all of that stuff and more. All the stuff I don't watch, like all the Love and Hip Hop, all the reality TV shows, Basketball Wives, and won't actually sit down to watch anything about education. Won't actually sit down to watch anything about finance. And really and truly, when you're looking to build a business, you're looking for those people, the ones that will sit through a couple things. It will take 10, 20, 15 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours to hear about some business moves that they can make. So again, you need to learn how to approach people about business. So depending on what you're approaching people about, now sometimes again, this is where you have to be heady. This is where you have to be intelligent as a business owner, as a real professional here. You need to think about what it is that you're doing and who you're approaching about what. So let's say you're approaching someone about general business partnership. That's what Top Networkers Group is let's be partners in general. Let's build a network in general. So you would actually go to somebody and you would say, hey, how would you be interested in working with me in network marketing as my business partner? Right? Does that sound like something you would be interested in? And they're going to basically say yes or no to a question like that, generally speaking. Some people may have a couple of questions and whatnot, but there's a reason you want to ask people yes or no questions, and that's what I'm getting at. When you approach people, stop shoving links in their face. Stop telling them what they should do. Don't go up to somebody and say, hey, you should look at this business I just joined. Hey, you should look at this Top Networkers Group site. Hey, you need to do this with me and all this type of stuff. Stop doing that, you guys. That's whack. And it doesn't work. And we've been telling you guys that here from Top Networkers Group for years. Some of you guys have listened. Some of you have heard me say that. Some of you may be brand new. So I hope you're understanding where this is coming from. Once you ask a person a yes or a no question, you're now able to sort them on your list. Now you're able to understand if this is a person I can talk to about business or not, based on how they respond to certain answers. So again, hopefully you're not asking, how would you like to network marketing with me, to somebody who is ultra negative, but that may be part of it. You may come across people who just hate network marketing, and that's cool, because what that's going to tell you is this Top Networkers Group stuff ain't for them. That's not who you talk to. Some people are going to be open to it. They're going to be like, yeah, I've done some network marketing. What type of network marketing are you talking about? And then that is when you can share information from Top Networkers Group. And I don't mean that's when you start explaining things to them and breaking it down to them, etc. That's really the best time to either, what we used to do back in the old school days is invite people onto a 3-way phone call, where you would hop on a phone call and introduce a leader, a expert, and that expert would kind of break down the business to your prospect, and sort of kind of try to move your prospect to come to a live meeting where they could actually see more, meet people, talk to people, etc. It's sort of, again, to be real with you, it's psychological and it works. You know what I'm saying? Because people need to be taken through certain steps in order to make certain decisions. And, again, a lot of reasons that you guys don't make money in network marketing is because you aren't doing any of the stuff that I'm talking about right now. You aren't inviting people to little steps. You aren't putting people on three-way calls. As a step for a person to have to both show you that they're serious about wanting to make money, but also as a way to really and truly introduce them to what it is that you're talking about and what you're trying to do. So that's one thing we used to do back in the old school days. Now we have websites now. So I'm gonna be honest, because back in the day we used to also give people DVDs, like, hey, watch this DVD and get back to me. You know what I'm saying? But now we have websites, so we can just tell people, go to this website. You know what I'm saying? Watch this video here on this website, and let me know what you see here. And that's really and truly the best way to build a business in network marketing. Because once that person goes to that website, they're either going to be interested in hearing more or they're not. And that's beautiful, right? But also they may tell you more about themselves. They may tell you that they're going to go to the website, and they don't. Well, that means that this person may or may not be a good match for you, as in terms of what you're trying to build. Maybe they just can't do it right now. Maybe they'll be better for them to come back to it later. That's also, again, why you don't bug people, why you don't just shove things in folks' face, why you don't treat people like numbers, all that kind of stuff that I've talked about here again tirelessly here on this channel, because this is important and it matters. And so again, folks. Once a person actually sees the information, then they can make a decision, and that is pretty much the best, most effective way to really start building. Because now, again, they're going to kind of help you figure out, where they fit. They may want to try the product or service out. Maybe they don't want to sell it or push it, but they will support you. That's awesome. Because now you know that you have a customer, you have a supporter. This is how you start finding the people that you need. Again, you have to get out here and network. You have to talk to people. You can't sit online and just spam all day. You have to get in that inbox and say, hey, how you doing? And figure out who folks are. Again, you can't just throw a link at somebody and say, you need to get in here, get in there. No, ask people questions. Hey, are you open to taking a look at something? Right? And again, if you want more in-depth training on that, join the team. We have, tons of training that talks about this. But I'm sort of going over here again for those who have been working with the team, and also for those of you who are new, so you have at least some type of idea, that we have some type of idea how to teach this stuff to you. This is very, very important. Again, this is how you keep people from running away from you, because you're giving them a value, or you actually showing them that, hey, I'm only going to show you what you want to see. So I'm going to ask you, are you open to taking a look at something? I'm going to ask you a yes or no question. And if you say no, no problem. In my Shannon Sharp, no problem, no problem, ain't no problem, ain't no problem. Right? So listen, right? If a person says, I want to take a look, I'm gonna show them. I'm not gonna talk to them and explain everything to them. If they would rather me do that, then I'm just gonna take the opportunity away and say, oh, well, listen, I'm really busy. I don't have time really to explain everything. Is more important that you take a look at everything for yourself. Then we can talk more once you get some information from the website. Then you can have some more informed questions, and I may do a couple of things like that in order to try again to stir a person to the information. Because again, what we're doing here is we're taking ourselves out of the way. We're allowing that person to make a decision based on the information, not on the person sharing it with them. This is a powerful step in network marketing. This is what makes it duplicatable. This is what makes everyone able to do it. That now it's not about who a person is necessarily, right? Now it's about what the vision is, right? And as we draw more and more people into the vision, that's how you build that cohesiveness. Again, Once they take a look at the for information, it's either going to be for them or it's not. They may say, well, this just isn't for me. Again, no problem. Ain't no problem, right? They know what you do. If they change their mind later, they will more than likely come back to you. So often how it goes is happened to me time and time again. When things are right for a person in their life, they'll come back to you and say, hey, how's that top networkers group thing going? Hey, I might want to get in on that with you, et cetera, and so on. Again, especially if you respect them, they'll respect you. So keep that in mind. But again, if you step all over them, there's no chance of them coming back later, right? Now again, a lot of you guys aren't doing that. A lot of you are stepping on people. You're just ruining relationships. You're going through the numbers, as you call it. Okay, so look, what we're talking about here are just a couple of steps within the what I call a 4-step process. Um, I'm not going into follow-ups, and I'm not going into closing. That's step number 3. I'm also not going into training, which is step number 4, which is the most important. That's when you know you have a real partner. So again, when we're talking about networks, when you have 300 people, that 300 people network that I'm talking about, we may actually have 1,000 to 2,000 people that are working with us in some capacity. But I'm talking about the 300 who are actually part of Top Networkers Group, who are actually in training, who are actually engaged in making sure that other people who are joining our teams are learning these steps and they're learning these important lessons and learning how to take themselves out the way, learning how to follow up with people the right way, how to close, how to ask closing questions. What I'm saying? Things that really, really matter, and how to, again, invite people to training and education and information that's going to grow them and build them. And as we build each other, we become a more powerful unit. And as I said, if we are cohesive, if we're together, if we're the network, then understand it doesn't matter when the company came out. When we go into it, we will have success, right? We can go into a company that's been around for 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, because we have the numbers. We already have the network built. And all we're going to do is go in and build. We're going to go in and put 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 distributors into company A, company B, company C, because we have the people who have the mentality, the mindset, and again, the information, the correct information to do things the right way. I want to thank you for watching this impromptu live training. Well, I told you I'm going to be continuing to share these here and there as well. This again is important. We're going to have some slides on this to kind of break all this down as well as a few other important matters within the MLM realm, where people just have too much misinformation. People just aren't being taught right. They don't really understand things. A lot of it again is a two-sided coin deal. Where sometimes the information's out here, and a lot of networkers just aren't getting it because they're trying to take shortcuts. They're assuming they know it all. They don't have to sit down and listen to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So there's the ego, which is always there. It's always a challenge with entrepreneurs, because again, you generally are dealing with people who have enough confidence in themselves to go a different way from the crowd. So now getting those people to sit down and listen to somebody can be a challenge, because again, they're already so independent in their thinking, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a reality of the situation that we're all in here. So please understand that the right information is out here. We are very confident that we have it. We're inviting you as always to come and get it through topnetworkersgroup.com. Till then, I'll see you next time from the top.